You're watching News 54. Interior and Coordination of National Government Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matian'gi has warned that some politicians risk being blocked from vying for various positions in 2022. The CS warned that these politicians risk being jailed as well due to their active participation in violence. In a meeting that brought together the National Security Council and IEBC officials in Mombasa, Dr. Fred Matian'gi stated that we are monitoring certain movements of individuals. Several political actors who are moving around arming people to engage in violence are on our radar. He added that, you will see some people being jailed. There are members of parliament whom I have personally called to warn them about their activities. He said that he will take the responsibility and will write to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to bar these politicians from vying in the next year's elections. The CS has over the past days vowed to ensure Kenyans are safe as general elections will be conducted, together with the police. They recently confirmed their readiness for the upcoming polls. On the other hand, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Chairman 𝗤𝗏𝗺 𝗪𝗃𝗃 put on spot Taruto Allies Langata constituency Member of Parliament Nixon Kora and former Cabinet Secretary for Sports, Rashid Ashes over the chaos that were witnessed during by-elections in London Ward Nakuru County and Matian'gi in Kakamega County. He said that the two were directly responsible for the chaos and warned that they risk being locked out of the next year's elections. Rashid, who worked for United Democratic Alliance Party, was captured slapping IEBC official. This made him get arrested.
They are pledged to do, they have supported us always. We'll go ahead. When we arrest, the police arrest members of parliament, especially in relation to these issues, no one has fun, really, looking for leaders, especially when we receive these reports about, leaders having activities and ganging up people and so on. It's not fun to be discussing leaders and how leaders have broken the law. But if we get to a point where we have to move that direction, we don't have an option. We will not hide, and we are not going to stay away from our responsibility. We will do the work for which we have been hired to do. On the question of the correlation between the elections and some of these troubled areas, it is true. In fact, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, 50% of the challenges we are facing right now have nothing to do with normal, ordinary occurrences. How come that people in Laikipia North and Samburu South have not been fighting? They are now fighting because one political leader wants to flush out a particular group of people from our constituency because they are hoping that those ones are the ones who are going to vote for them and so on. The areas in this country where we are monitoring political actors because they are engaged in trying to balkanize the country, move groups of people around because they are targeting voting blocks and so on. Fortunately, this time around, we have completed the list. All those people are on our radar screen. I can assure you, honorable members, we will act on these people. There's nothing hidden. You can do things at night, they will come out to light. We know where these things are happening and who's doing what. We are monitoring these things very carefully. Even some of the things that are happening in Marsabit and so on are all related to the gubernatorial elections in that county. Half of them is supposed to move some people in particular areas because of a threat somebody is going to vote, I don't know who, and that kind of thing. We understand this story very well. And then we are monitoring these stories slowly by slowly. And anyone who believes that the situation is going to be different will soon be very sorry that they did what they did. We have come to a point where we are monitoring certain things which I did not want to say here, but now that you have challenged me, I'll say here. We are monitoring certain movements of people and attempts by certain people to arm populations. Political leaders attempting to arm populations is a fact. And then we will not only call out people, we will have them arrested and taken before a court of law. Because in this particular incident, our country is not going to go down the path that we have tried to go in the past during elections and arrest. So I can promise the committee we are totally ready, and already we have several individuals, we have several political actors on our radar screen, and we are working with organizations like 𝗕𝗏𝗏 and so on. As we sit here, we are profiling and monitoring certain activities going on in certain parts of the country. Our intelligence mechanism is working, we are collecting data and collecting information. Some people are going to find themselves in court one of these fine days, and there will be incontrovertible evidence that will lead to them being jailed. We are not going to sleep the way sometimes people slept in the past. We may look like we are not noticing, but we started this system almost a year ago, and it has been fine-tuned. This time around, when we take someone to court, we will go there with clear certainty that we will take them through the dry cleaner. So it's not that we are not acting tough. Some of this we can see, and I'm very happy about what 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 says. When we arrest some people, members of parliament are the ones who come up and say, oh, you know, tunaonewa kwa sababu ya siasa. We are politically blind when it comes to some of these issues. Because when people are engaged in some of the things that they're doing, massing groups around, carrying people around and so on, it won't matter really, you know, which political side they support, because security affects all of us equally, and that is how we will go. Mr. Chairman, I promise you, and on behalf of my colleagues, both seated here and those heads of agencies who are not here in the sector, this is what we discuss almost every day, and all of us, away even from you, we are pledged, and when we take you to the command center, you will see our level of preparedness, and we will show you the data we are collecting and how we are looking at this and the reports we are getting. We are prepared to move differently from the way we have had in the past. There are even some members of parliament, let me say here to you, there are even some members of parliament I have called myself and shown them and told them, if you continue this way, you are going to end up in a different place. And they cannot lie. I can't say the names here now, but there are some that I've called myself and told them, you know, soon enough you will find yourself in trouble. You were here last weekend, this is what you are doing, and we have the information.
She has arrested them. Why do you want to treat them specially? Arrest them, have them arrested. And then